Some movies hit you right away, while others sneak up on you, revealing their true depth only after you've seen them more than once. These are the films that make you think, that stick with you long after the credits roll, and that often need a second or third viewing to fully appreciate. Here are a few films that you'll only truly get on rewatch. Whenever there's a time-traveling man with one eye and a bunny costume, things are going to get confusing. Donnie Darko is a tough one to follow, even after more than just 2 viewings. Some people have seen this movie many times and still get puzzled by it. The plot involves an impending apocalypse, non-linear time, and eerie orbs leading people down certain paths, all making for a serious headache upon first viewing. This one demands multiple viewings, along with perhaps a thesis-level breakdown of the plot to fully understand. Unreliable narrators can make for a confusing film. If they don't know what's going on, neither does the audience. Case in point, Memento, in which the main character suffers from an obstructive memory disorder as he attempts to solve a murder. Not to mention, a portion of the film is portrayed in reverse order, making it easy to get lost when watched for the first time. M. Night Shyamalan is the king of twist endings, and The Sixth Sense is one of his best. In fact, although his more recent films haven't been held in such high regard, The Sixth Sense is often revered as having one of the best twist endings in modern cinema. It's so dramatic that, when watching the film for a second time, equipped with the knowledge of the ending, it's like watching an entirely different film. Released in 1958, Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo is considered one of the best films ever made in the psychological thriller genre. It follows a retired detective who gives up his life of solving mysteries after a harrowing incident involving heights, hence the movie's title. But he's pulled back into the business of solving mysteries, although this time it's his own. And so, the audience only knows as much as the narrator, the detective. Upon a second viewing, however, the twisting plot filled with deception and things that don't make much sense becomes much more coherent. The final act of Fight Club involves a twist that takes everything viewers thought they knew and completely flips it on its head. The same goes for the main character who, up until those final moments, is just as clueless as the audience. When it's watched for a second time, however, a lot of quirky plot points make a lot more sense, especially because one of the main characters was just a figment of the imagination the entire time. In the same vein as Fight Club and The Sixth Sense, Shutter Island leads viewers to believe that they've got a solid grasp of what's going on throughout the majority of the film, until the final act. And then, with that final revelation, everything the audience thought they knew was just a farce all along. But by watching it again, viewers can pick up on the cues hinting at the truth that they probably wouldn't have noticed on the first time around. The whole purpose of magic is to confuse the audience. So, a movie that revolves around 2 feuding magicians, in addition to disguises, a plot spanning across a handful of years, and truly mind-bending magic tricks, the prestige is predicated upon deception. Not to mention one of the magicians has a secret twin brother, as unveiled in the third act, which makes viewers question everything they saw before the big reveal. Pulp Fiction may seem like a fun, classically Quentin Tarantino flick with a cocktail of carnage, drugs, sex, and comedy, but there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. With multiple storylines, a long list of characters, and all of it connecting in one way or another, the film can get a little complicated for first-time viewers. But like a lot of Tarantino's films, going back and truly understanding how the various plots tie together is all part of the fun. Up until about 3/4 through the film, The Machinist seems fairly straightforward. It's disturbing, sure, yet it's direct. But then comes the big reveal. And with it, the reasons for why the main character is in the undesirable position he's in become much more apparent. Again, this one deals with an unreliable narrator too, so that only adds to the confusion and the need to rewatch it again to get a better understanding of the film as a whole. On the surface, Nolan's sci-fi epic is a thrilling space adventure in which the good guys venture out into the unknown, achieve what they set out to do, with a handful of hiccups along the way, of course, and ultimately make it back home safely. Simple enough. But on a deeper level, the film deals with such high-level concepts, black holes, time distortion, the theory of relativity, that to truly grasp what's going on, multiple viewings are required. That, and maybe a physics textbook too.